101 innocent Israelis and few foreigners who remain in Hamas captivity. We stand here today with a simple and clear message. Bring them home alive. Bring them alive. I can't hear you. Alive. Bring them home alive. Bring them home alive. Bring them home alive. It's not complicated. It's not controversial. It reflects our most basic principles as Jews and as human beings, the sanctity of life. There is no higher Jewish value than saving a life. Pikuach nefesh. We know from our sages that whoever saves a single life saves an entire world. This is the bedrock of our faith. Life is precious and must be protected at all costs. When there are hostages and their lives are at stake, there is no greater priority. 4 weeks ago, maybe less, just 4 weeks ago, we were devastated by the murder of 6 of our hostages by Hamas. Hostages who were still alive just hours before we found them, until military pressure was applied. Shai Dickman, who is the cousin of one of the cousins of the forsake hostages, Carmel Gad, many of you probably know from the yoga that we are doing together, put it like this on the begging protest, on the hostage family protest, and I quote, "The door opened, and instead of Carmel, an officer walked in, an IDF officer walked in. We were informed of the incomprehensible truth. Carmel survived until it was no longer up to her. On Thursday, Carmel was still alive. A terrorist pressed a Kalashnikov AK-47 to her head, and when he felt the military pressure, he pulled the trigger. Military pressure led to her death. Let no one misunderstand," Shai Dickman continued. "I have no complaint or blame for the IDF soldiers. You who risked your lives for the citizens' security, you did everything to ensure that the hostages came back home alive. You did everything. It's every soldier's dream to see the hostages return home alive. I am proud of you. I'm grateful for you. Responsibility lies with the member of this cabinet who knowingly chose to sacrifice Carmel's life. Busha! Busha! These words reflect the urgency of our call today. We must ensure that no more lives are lost. Bring them home alive! Bring them home alive! Bring them home alive! Bring them home alive! We find ourselves at the moment in history in which Messianism threatened to take over, elevating power, territory, and the war above human lives. As Jews, we must reject this philosophy. Messianism is a sick distortion of our faith. We cannot allow dogmatism to cloud our morality. As we approach Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we are reminded of the fragility and sanctity of life. Rosh Hashanah is a day in which we ask to be inscribed in the book of life. Yom Kippur calls upon us to reflect on our actions, to right or wrongs, to repent and to choose life. In these days of awe, we must remember that life is more important than anything else, more than land, more than political gains, more than pride. Today, we ask our leaders to do the right thing, to bring them home alive, human life above all else. Let these holy days inspire us to act with compassion, urgency, and resolve. We cannot wait. The time is now. May all the hostages be brought safely before Rosh Hashanah, and may we live to see the time when life, peace, and justice prevail over war and division. Thank you so much. Thank you. Home alive. Home alive.